Welcome to your Health Facts. Today, we're going to be exploring vitamin B12, and you might be surprised to learn just how crucial this vitamin is for your overall health. Did you know that up to 43% of older adults may not be getting enough B12? That's a pretty startling statistic. So one of the initial signs of a potential B12 deficiency can actually be observed in your lower eyelid. Gently pull down your lower eyelid and examine the conjunctiva. This mucous membrane should ideally display a vibrant pink hue. Paleness in this area might suggest anemia, possibly caused by a B12 deficiency. Another indicator can be found in your mouth. Open wide and check your cheeks, tongue, and the roof of your mouth for any canker sores. These ulcers can appear in various locations within the mouth, and their presence could point toward inadequate vitamin B12 levels. Examining your tongue can also reveal signs of deficiency. If the projections on your tongue appear flattened and you've noticed a loss of those sensory hair-like projections, it could indicate glossitis. This condition often results from insufficient micronutrients required for regrowing those tiny projections. Glossitis can also cause the tongue to become inflamed and appear red. Furthermore, pay attention to any cracks at the corners of your lips, known as angular stomatitis. This can signify inadequate micronutrient intake, particularly B vitamins. Additionally, observe your skin for blotchy areas that are darker than your usual skin color, known as hyperpigmentation. Vitamin B12 deficiency has been linked to increased melanin secretion, which can result in this darkening of the skin.
Beyond these visible signs, vitamin B12 deficiency can significantly impact your nervous system. Insufficient B12 levels can lead to various neurological and psychiatric symptoms, including tingling or burning sensations, numbness, cognitive impairments, and mood disturbances. It is crucial to consult a doctor if you experience any unexplained neurological or psychiatric symptoms to check your vitamin B12 levels. Addressing B12 deficiency promptly is essential to alleviate these symptoms and prevent potential long-term consequences like dementia and strokes. Vitamin B12 is produced by microbes and is not synthesized by plants or animals. Consequently, individuals following strict vegetarian or vegan diets are particularly susceptible to B12 deficiency. Although some processed plant-based foods are fortified with B12, supplementation is generally recommended for those abstaining from animal products. Interestingly, B12 deficiency is not limited to those following plant-based diets. As we age, our bodies produce less gastric acid and intrinsic factor, a protein crucial for B12 absorption. This decline in intrinsic factor production is why supplementation is often recommended for individuals over 50. Several factors besides age and diet can contribute to B12 deficiency. Certain medications, such as metformin, commonly prescribed for diabetes, can interfere with B12 absorption. Infections like Helicobacter pylori, a bacterium residing in the stomach, and intestinal parasites can disrupt B12 uptake. Chronic conditions affecting the pancreas, such as pancreatitis, can impair the activation of cobalamin-binding proteins, hindering B12 absorption. Conditions affecting the stomach, such as gastritis, and surgeries like gastric bypass can also reduce B12 absorption. Similarly, inflammatory bowel diseases, which affect the intestines, can disrupt the absorption process. Even the prolonged use of antacids can contribute to B12 deficiency by reducing stomach acid necessary for proper B12 absorption. Pernicious anemia, a condition arising from an autoimmune response where the body produces antibodies that target intrinsic factor or parietal cells in the stomach, both crucial for B12 absorption. This makes it challenging to raise B12 levels through oral supplementation alone. This often necessitates alternative treatment approaches involving injections. The effectiveness of oral supplements depends on the severity of the deficiency and individual circumstances. Consulting a medical doctor is crucial rather than self-treating with B12 supplements to ensure appropriate diagnosis and treatment. Obtaining sufficient B12 from food alone can be difficult. The bioavailability of B12 from supplements tends to be higher than from food sources. You absorb approximately 50% more B12 from a supplement than from an equivalent amount found in food. However, navigating the supplement aisle can be overwhelming, particularly when choosing the right B12 formulation. B12 supplements come in various forms, including sublingual tablets, nasal sprays, multivitamins, B-complex formulations, and single-ingredient B12 products. Understanding some general rules about B12 interactions is crucial to select an effective supplement. For instance, multivitamins often contain folate, also known as vitamin B9. While both B12 and folate are essential, taking them together can interfere with B12 absorption. This interference occurs because folate and B12 are involved in the same metabolic pathways, and high doses of folate can mask B12 deficiency. Folate can correct megaloblastic anemia without addressing the underlying B12 deficiency. This masking effect is dangerous because untreated B12 deficiency can lead to neurological complications. When choosing a multivitamin, check the label and opt for one that does not combine B12 with high doses of folate. Ideally, take B12 and folate supplements separately to avoid potential interactions. Consult your doctor for personalized advice if you are concerned about B12 absorption from a multivitamin. Another factor to consider when selecting a B12 supplement is the form of B12 it contains. Cyanocobalamin, the most common and oldest form found in supplements, is a synthetic form of B12, often favored due to its stability and lower production cost. Cyanocobalamin is absorbed in the small intestine after binding to intrinsic factor. Chewing cyanocobalamin tablets can enhance absorption. However, cyanocobalamin contains a cyanide molecule. Although the amount of cyanide in cyanocobalamin is generally considered safe, some individuals prefer alternative forms of B12 due to concerns about potential cyanide accumulation, especially with long-term use. Additionally, the production of cyanocobalamin involves aluminum, a metal linked to central nervous system and bone toxicity. People with renal disease should avoid cyanocobalamin due to the risk of aluminum buildup. Some cyanocobalamin formulations may also contain benzyl alcohol, which can be toxic to premature infants. Methylcobalamin is a naturally occurring and biologically active form of B12. It does not require conversion in the body, unlike cyanocobalamin. Methylcobalamin is already in a ready-to-use form, making it a preferred choice for some, especially those with genetic variations affecting their ability to convert cyanocobalamin into active forms. Methylcobalamin is thought to be more bioavailable and exhibit better absorption compared to cyanocobalamin. It shares the same neuroprotective properties as other forms of B12, supporting nerve health and potentially reducing tingling and numbness associated with B12 deficiency. Methylcobalamin also plays a role in DNA synthesis and red blood cell formation, contributing to overall cell health. However, methylcobalamin is sensitive to light and can degrade quickly when exposed to light, leading to a loss of potency. Adenosylcobalamin is another active form of B12 crucial for mitochondrial energy production. It is often found in combination with methylcobalamin in supplements. Hydroxycobalamin, commonly used for injections, is converted into both methylcobalamin and adenosylcobalamin in the body. The recommended dietary allowance for B12 varies depending on age and life stage. When assessing B12 levels through blood tests, healthcare providers typically consider a range between 200 and 900 picograms per milliliter as normal. However, many experts suggest maintaining higher B12 levels between 500 and 900 picograms per milliliter for optimal health, particularly concerning energy levels and hair growth. If blood tests reveal low B12 levels, it indicates a clear deficiency. Borderline levels require further investigation, including additional tests to measure methylmalonic acid, MMA, and homocysteine levels. Elevated MMA and homocysteine levels often point to B12 deficiency. If MMA levels are normal but homocysteine levels are high, it might suggest a folate deficiency. Normal levels of both MMA and homocysteine generally indicate sufficient B12 status. However, remember that blood tests may not always capture early or mild forms of B12 insufficiency.
Now, let us explore natural food sources of vitamin B12. While supplementation can be beneficial, food should be our primary source of nutrients whenever possible. Vitamin B12 is primarily found in animal products. Good sources include meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and dairy products. For those following vegetarian or vegan diets, obtaining adequate B12 from food alone can be challenging, requiring careful planning and potentially supplementation. Some plant-based foods are fortified with B12, such as certain breakfast cereals, nutritional yeast, and plant-based milk alternatives. Always check food labels to confirm the presence of added B12. An interesting aspect of B12 is its connection to homocysteine, an amino acid linked to cardiovascular health. Vitamin B12 plays a critical role in converting homocysteine into methionine, a beneficial amino acid. When B12 levels are insufficient, homocysteine can build up in the bloodstream. Elevated homocysteine levels are associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular problems, including heart disease and stroke. Therefore, maintaining adequate B12 levels is crucial not only for neurological health, but also for cardiovascular well-being. Besides B12, other factors influence homocysteine levels. Smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, older age, and certain medical conditions like thyroid and kidney disease can contribute to elevated homocysteine. Genetic predisposition also plays a role. Individuals with the MTHFR gene variant or homocystinuria, a rare genetic disorder, may experience higher homocysteine levels. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle, including a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and adequate B vitamins, is essential for managing homocysteine levels. If you suspect a B12 deficiency or have concerns about your homocysteine levels, consult a healthcare professional. They can assess your individual risk factors, order appropriate tests, and recommend personalized strategies to optimize your B12 status and overall health.
So let's delve into the practical aspects of B12 supplementation. When you're browsing the supplement aisle, you'll encounter various choices, each with its pros and cons. It's important to consider factors like dosage, form of B12, and potential interactions with other supplements or medications. One common point of confusion is the dosage. You might see B12 supplements ranging from a few micrograms to thousands of micrograms. The appropriate dosage really depends on individual needs and the reason for supplementation. For general health maintenance or mild deficiency, lower doses are usually sufficient. However, for severe deficiency or specific medical conditions, higher doses might be prescribed under medical supervision, of course. Remember, more is not always better when it comes to supplements. Excessive intake of certain nutrients, including B12, can potentially lead to adverse effects. Another aspect to consider is the form of B12. We've already discussed cyanocobalamin and methylcobalamin. Other forms include adenosylcobalamin and hydroxycobalamin. Each form has its own characteristics regarding absorption, utilization, and potential benefits. It's crucial to select a form that suits your individual needs and consult your doctor for guidance on choosing the most appropriate one. Additionally, be mindful of potential interactions. As mentioned earlier, B12 can interact with other nutrients, such as folate. Certain medications can also affect B12 absorption. Inform your doctor about all medications and supplements you are taking to avoid potential interactions.
Choosing a reputable brand is paramount when selecting supplements. Look for brands that adhere to good manufacturing practices and have third-party testing to ensure quality and purity. Reading reviews from reliable sources can also provide valuable insights into the effectiveness and safety of different brands. When it comes to B12 supplementation, remember that it is not a quick fix. It takes time for your body to replenish B12 stores and for any deficiency-related symptoms to improve. Consistency is key. Take your supplements as directed by your doctor or as indicated on the product label. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle that includes a balanced diet, regular exercise, and stress management can complement your effort to optimize your B12 levels and overall health.
So, we've talked about B12 levels and all that, but let's discuss the significance of homocysteine. It's an amino acid naturally present in our blood, and elevated homocysteine levels are actually associated with an increased risk of heart disease. Vitamin B12 plays a vital role in converting homocysteine into methionine. Methionine is another amino acid crucial for various bodily functions. So maintaining adequate vitamin B12 levels can help regulate those homocysteine levels and reduce the risk of those cardiovascular problems.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the world of vitamin B12. Hopefully you found this information helpful. And if you're looking for more insights on how to maintain optimal health, be sure to subscribe to yourhealthfacts.com. Thanks for listening.